Alright, let's try that again. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. I'm your host, Lucia the Panic Pro. Joining with me tonight is Lucia the Panic Potato. And she looks fucking cute in this Pictomancer outfit. And tonight, we're going to be doing the FF14 Pictomancer storyline. Oops, accidentally hit screenshot turning those things back on. God, this outfit's fucking adorable. Yeah, no, we're going to be doing the Pictomancer storyline. There won't be any raid tonight. Other things I need to get out the way real quick. I have a Discord. You can join my Discord and hang out. We'll be doing things. Start going tonight after I'm done with my raid. We're going to be creating a poll for what I'll be doing for the rest of the year. I've got a few ideas that was given to me by the team, and a few ideas from the thing. There'll be multiple votes. You can vote on whatever you think you would like to see me do. Everyone's vote is going to matter. I just kind of want to get a good interest value from my community on what you guys would like to see me do more. So yeah, we're going to get started on that. So anyways, yes, hi, I'm Lucia. We're going to be playing Pictomancer today. I have fallen in love with this class. I'm not going to lie. I've actually been, like, low-key enjoying Spellcasters this expansion. Maybe after we're done, if I have time, we'll run through the normals, the normal raids, and see how I do with Picto and those. But yeah, so we're here doing raids. They're not doing raids, doing storyline. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm just waiting out the first ad. Have a safe trip, Sherm. We'll see you later. But yeah, we're just waiting out the ads, and then we'll get started on the storyline. I don't really want anybody to miss anything, and my pre-roll is kind of running a little wonky today. So I don't know when it's going to kick off, but we're going to kind of go with that. Yeah. Pictomancer is a class that's kind of, for those who don't know, it's kind of like a combination of Black Mage and Summoner. A lot of your spells are slow cast and big. But you do get these different little summon, kind of like the different Eggy summons, these different abilities that do different attacks, and then you have to paint them in order to make them. They're still kind of trying to figure out the balance for Picto, and you can kind of tell considering how big the damage is. But it's an overall good class. I really like it. I'm still getting used to weaving my motifs in between all the classes, because I have to break the habit of, if you're not doing damage with a cast, then you're not doing it right, because these things do so much bloody damage that you actually lose out on not casting your motif for them. But it's a very specific thing that works its own way. So yeah. That's kind of how Picto does. But yeah, how are you guys doing? How was your weeks? I hope your weeks were doing okay. Somebody got small. Cute outfit. Waiting for the pre-roll ads to trigger because I didn't hit the snooze button. But my ads still hasn't, like, gone to gray, so I don't know what to think. Yeah, that's weird. Oh, there it goes. Ads just started. Cool. I guess real quick. So now that I'm done with Everwinter, I actually have been painting even more, because I'm painting what I want to do. Understood, Sherm. But yeah, I've actually been painting models that I actually kind of want to paint, and it like, I can't tell you guys, like, it's all the difference in the world painting my Lamenters. Like, I low-key really want to go and just play this army more. I'm trying to find different ways to collect a bunch of stuff for it. Like, don't get me wrong, I really want my IG, especially with Deathcore of Krieg around the corner. That's going to be dropping a bunch of stuff, but oh boy, I really feel like Deathcore Krieger Army I like to play. They're about to change playstyles like drastically, but I like to play them and I'm going to collect them. and have them, and they're going to be fun to play. I feel like, especially in my friend group, like guard is like a heavily missing army, and it's nice to actually have a guard army. Like one person plays guard on TTS, but I don't think he actually owns guard. No, he owns guard models. But yeah, I have plans for that and stuff. Plans to get other like 3D style models that are a bit cheaper than the typical GW stuff for other different factions. It kind of sucks that they got rid of the base infantry from the game, but you know, it be what it be. Wait, somebody snoozed. I did not snooze on whatever. Yeah, it's sad that they got rid of that, so you can't just play generic infantry for your other infantry stuff. But like, they have like gone on record to say you can proxy with whatever you're using for guard and make it work. Like, we're not going to tell you can't do that, which is kind of cool because proxies can be really looked down upon in official events, but I really like, after Krieg, I really like the Vestroyans and the Catachan. And I'm waiting for the Catachan to get new models before I really collect any of those. But I would really love to see, like, I'd really love to be able to play my Vestroyans. But I don't like the idea of basically being like, oh, these are Cadians, but with steampunk aesthetic and red coats and big hats. Yeah. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. I kind of wish I spent a little more time finishing my captain, but I started Baldur's Gate 3, and I'm having a good time with my Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough. Currently, I'm playing a Draconic Heritage sorcerer, and it's weird playing a spellcaster that has a high AC. Not gonna lie, it feels a little weird. Yeah. Alright. Minutes. We'll give it 15 more seconds, and then it should be good. Alright, it's been about 2 minutes. The ads should be over now. Let's go ahead and do story. Very well. Now you literally embody the soul of a Pictomancer. Boop. While a Pictomancer's brush may look like a big paintbrush, it is in fact a stylized variety of staff. That said, you're probably wondering why we don't just use staffs. Put it simply, it's much easier to bring your imagination alive through the medium of art. Magic brushes and ink allow a Pictomancer to express abstract thoughts in a deliberate manner, Kupo. Okay, so it literally is, you're a spellcaster, but we use art as our focus. As I mentioned, though, it's unlikely. It's ultimately your imagination that matters the most. With the wisdom of Pictomancers past at your disposal, you already possess the artistic skills you require. Now, as much as I would love for you to get to painting right away, there is something we must do first. We must go to Nafaka's altar and apologize to the hero you mentioned, and by we, I mean me. Off we go! Well, I mean, at least he's polite enough to go and apologize. I always like directionless gap closers over, like, more specific ones. Go. For the love of the elementals, no more complaints. I can't even see their face. That's because they're busy looking at me. I beg your pardon, adventurer. That Moogle there, is that perhaps... Indeed, I'm the one who caused you much trouble. It wasn't my intention to do so, and I've come to beg forgiveness, Kupo. Oh, I see. As you appear to be genuinely remorseful, all I ask is that you refrain from aggressive solicitations henceforth. Agreed? You have my word, Kupo. Now that I've found a capable Pictomancer, my soliciting days are over. I'm relieved to hear that. With this medal settled, I may return my attention to another situation. No? And what situation might this be? Distressing noises coming from an empty manor in the Gentry's ward. Fiends are believed to be haunting the cellar. Their nightly clamor is keeping the surrounding residents awake. Fiends, you say? Lucia here will deal with them. I love that. Wait, what? I didn't agree to do this. I mean, I planned to, but I like to do it with my sword. Remember, it is in the spirit of the Pictomancer to lend a helping hand. To shine the light of hope for those in need. This is also a welcome opportunity to put your newfound skills to the test. Rest assured, I'll be there to offer sage advice every wing flap of the way. Your offer of aid is kind indeed, and I accept it with thanks. The Gentry's ward is situated just past Apicula Falls. Proceed there when you're ready. And ready we are, aren't we, Lucia? Let the Pictomancy training begin, Kupo. I actually, alright, so... You have learned all Pictomancy actions and traits to level 80. Detailed descriptions can be viewed in action trait. Yeah. I've learned them all the way to 100. Yeah, I had a feeling that was going to be it. So I was talking with Lynn about progressive story paths for Lucia because I've been really like ever since in my head that Lucia has completed her task in Endwalker as a Dark Knight and kind of plateaued. I have been like looking as replacement class for her, and as I was leveling Picto actually came up as one of the potential classes. Story stuff. The Gentry's ward lies beyond those open gates. Are you ready to put your skills to the test, Kupo? I'm ready to paint up a storm. Excellent. Time to clear out that manor, Kupo. I'm gonna level down me. That's fine. So yeah, I was thinking of doing Pictomancy for the longest time, and I sort of really... Here we are, Kupo. I sense monsters lurking below. But before we charge in, allow me to expound upon the fundamentals of Pictomancy. You must first paint a motif on canvas. Only then can you bring it to life. Try making a palm motif. Go on, don't be shy. Well done, Kupu. Now unleash it upon your foes. Focus your magics on that striking dummy and summon your palm mute. Okay. Very straightforward. Palms away. Splendid work, Kupu. Now give me your best wing motif. You're just in time, we're just starting. Very good. Now you may invoke your wing muse against our friend the striking dummy. With palms and wings fresh in your mind, I want you to imagine what these muses could accomplish together. Ah. That's how the story about how that works. By fusing them, you'll give life to a fantastical Moogle. Think big, magnificent thoughts, and envision your new friend, Mog of the Ages. Very cool. Excellent. He may not be as winsome as yours truly, but he should serve you well enough. Aside from your Moogle, a hammer stamp is an excellent alternative to pummeling foes. I love this one. But if you wish to provide support to your allies, I recommend inspiring your allies with a starry muse. Never stop dreaming up those motifs, Kupu. Your allies will thank you and your enemies won't know what hit them. It takes some getting used to, so feel free to experiment, Kupu. I'll be here when you're ready. Yeah, so it's a little weird to think, but the damage is so high with your different motifs that actually drawing up in the middle of combat is actually not a damage loss, because not using your motifs properly kind of really leaves you a bit behind. You know, I try to weave like a combo or a cast or two and then do my paints. And work that way. I'll set Kupo, then it's time we silence that noise. So do you just precast the paintings before the fight starts, then cycle through like how Bard cycles through songs? Yes, and it's a bit more than that. The infestation is worse than effect. We should clear these ones out first. Let's make a lesson of it. By casting spells of different hues, your palette will begin storing Aether. With sufficient Aether saturating palette, you may avail yourself of the subtractive palette's increased strength. The palette gauge will fill when performing single target combos. Fire red. Area of effect combos with fire 2 in the red will also fill the palette gauge. If the palette gauge reaches 50, you'll be able to use subtractive palette. While subtractive palette is active, you'll be able to cast stronger Aether hue spells. Alright, let's kind of try to show how it works a little bit. So I'll cast at this guy, and then I use my wing motif. So it auto casts. So say you're doing a boss fight, right? You'll cast like your general combo, and then you'll be like, I'm gonna use hammer. It instant crits every time. Oh no, I have 2 hammers at higher levels. Let me paint up my hammer to use again, and then you'd be able to use your hammer immediately. Once you get 50 of your gauge, you can use your other ability, your other 1, 2, 3 cast. Which this one's actually a little different than other casts in that it stacks over each other. And it's basically just a stronger version of your base spells. So every like 2 rotations of these 2 spells gives you 1 rotation of subtractive palette. And then using your Starry Muse gives you 1 freebie use of it. There's a rock. Ah, now that's an obnoxious noisemaker, Kupo. So yeah, you need to be able to kind of just quickly cycle through your casts. I'll try to show mid progress. Since you guys have basics, my basics, I'll leave you to your Pictomancer. You showed that sprig in what for? All right, so let's do. We'll start with other casts. All right, so my cast 1 as an opener. Cast the Winged Muse and then the Palm. I'll use, since I need movement, I have these little cubes of Holy White, which you get from completing every combo. So I'm going to use it for movement. Next, I'm going to use my hammer. For some big damage. My Living Muse is off cooldown, so I'm going to paint up my palm mid-battle. It's a longer cast than you're used to, but you got to just get used to it because it's just such good damage boost. So another palm's ready, so we'll do a cast up. And that's kind of how your Pictomancer works. And that's kind of like the basics. It's a bit like a cross of a black mage with a summoner or black mage with a bard, if you think about it in terms of musics. Lucia's having fun. Well done, Lucia. I knew you'd make an excellent Pictomancer from the first. Yeah, this is a combination of the outfit you get at level 80 when you pick up the class and the outfit you get at level 100. The hat's the level... the hat and I believe the gloves, or the hat and the boots, are from the level 80 stuff, and the shirt, the gloves or boots, and the pants are the level 100 stuff. Did you really, though? Lucia does not have much confidence in her magic casting ability. Of course I did. Moogle's honor. In any case, with those clamorous fiends gone for good, the residents can rest easy once more. But come on, let's quit this place. The dampness doesn't agree with my fur. But yeah, I really like this outfit. It makes me kind of want to do a Pictomancer with Lucia, but I actually figured out why I shouldn't, and it came from a reasoning from Lynn, my previous co-healer. I'll just go over it real quick. So basically, the character that I ship Lucia with, I ship my Warrior Flight with, the Scion that I do that with is Kryle. Kryle, who you get later on in the story, is a is a Pictomancer. I don't know why it won't let me change classes for whatever reason. Oh, there we go. So because Kryle, yeah, Kryle and her adorable cat ears hoodie. Yep. Kryle is my all-time, probably one of my all-time favorite characters that you get in the game, and I ship her and Lucia together. And I was talking with Lynn about this. I was trying to figure out is Lucia a bit of both. I also like when you meet Kryle and Heavensward, which you skip this part, but when you meet Kryle and Heavensward, she's hella sassy. She gives Alpha no shit for like 10 straight quests. It's actually really adorable. She also is like surprisingly brave for someone who's more of a healer type. And really falls behind the party, or the Scions, power-wise. But she's, like, super sassy, and absolutely my favorite Scion. Ever since I ran into her when she was introduced in Heavensward, she has been my favorite, and I kind of slowly, over the years, just started shipping her with Lucia. So yeah, that's just kind of why. But she, in the Dawn Trail storyline, and you're going to find this a little bit, it's a slight spoiler, but not too much, because you probably have already picked it up, but she's fallen very far behind the Scions after the whole storyline with Shadowbringers, that she really doesn't feel like she can help you a lot with like, the physical aspect. She's just helping you a lot with the back end. This kind of bothers her right before Dawn Trail drops, and she picks up Pictomancy. And she's very good at it. The thing is that with her picking up Pictomancy, she is new to the power, and Lynn pointed out that story-wise, if I was to write a story about this, that Lucia showing up, becoming a Pictomancer after her, and becoming more powerful than her at it, becoming more skilled at the skills at it, would probably make her feel a little off-put and make her feel a little inadequate, and that she really hasn't done enough to become good enough. So as much as that would, like, becoming a Pictomancer would spite Lucia's mother, it kind of does fit in that category where Lucia probably wouldn't bother going down that storyline because she would be proud that Kryl is starting to step up, and she wouldn't want to step on her toes. So in that case, Lucia's actually going to be Reaper. That's going to be, when we return to the 1.2 storyline, this is the class that I'm going to be playing through the storyline with. I'm basically going to state that there's been enough time between going through the Dawn Trail storyline and her practicing in the background and everything going on, that Lucia has finally picked up a new class that she can work with. But yeah, so we're not here for that. We're here for Pictomancy stuff. But yes, you Kryl, like, it's not spoiler that she lives Endwalker, but god is she like flying 20 death flags per days. And like, you're gonna go through and you're gonna be a little annoyed that you know that she makes it through that expansion, because oh my god, that little fucking Lalafell is holding up like 20,000 like death flags throughout the entire storyline. I actually was expecting her to die. Like, legitimately, I was expecting her to die on me. I wouldn't be surprised if her death was on the chopping block and she was too popular with the fan base not to be killed. Allow me to congratulate you on a successful first outing, Lucia. The Pictomancers of Eld would be proud. Though you may yet be novice of the art, as a veteran adventurer, you grasp the fundamentals quickly, as well you should. Archon Realm didn't urge her disciplines to roam the stars for their own amusement, you know. By the way, for those who don't know, Realm is a callback to Final Fantasy VI, and she was a Pictomancer in that game. She's actually also one of my favorite characters in that game because she's a sassy little shit in that game. She wished for them to intimately understand the wider world, to journey to lands unknown and savor every discovery, to revel in sensations, emotions, and yes, even danger. For these experiences enrich the palette of the imagination, making one's Pictomancy all the more vibrant, Kubo. You are returned! Yep. Just glad Estinian is hanging out with us. If Charlotte Jinx wasn't married, I would ship her with Estinian and be his annoying little girlfriend. That's adorable. I like that. I could see it too. I began to worry and came to see whether all was well. Dare I hope you dealt with the fiends? Yes, I killed the fiends. Wonderful, wonderful. With this, all outstanding matters of concern have been addressed, and like the residents of the Gentry Road, I too may sleep soundly once more. You both have my heartfelt gratitude. May the matron keep you wheresoever you should go. Did you see how happy we made him? That's the power of Pictomancy for you. And this is only the beginning. As part of your training, you and I shall travel near and far in searching for those in need, just as Archon Realm once did. But you mustn't forget our promise either. Before we take to the road, I'd like to see if the locals know anything about my friend. In the meantime, I bid you dedicate yourself to honing your skills, Kubo. Yep, I already dedicated so hard that I'm already at max level. I see you've been diligent in your training, Lucia. You look more confident with the magic brush on your back, and exude the aura of a proficient Pictomancer, Kupo. I can readily tell these things, for I once traveled with a pair of Pictomancers, after all. Your soul crystal used to belong to one of them, in fact. His name was Jean Quentelque. Ugh. I'm going to call him Jean. And he was an exemplar of our art. The other was Jean's apprentice, a girl named Baruru. Despite having only seen 16 summers, she's already an accomplished Pictomancer. And she's the friend of mine who's missing, Kupo. Missing? That's a bit of a worry, isn't it? Well, she's missing in the sense that I don't know where she is, but I don't fear for her safety. With her abilities, she can more than fend for herself. But it was hard for Baruru when Jean passed away. He was as a grandfather to her. Even now, she must be feeling so terribly lonely. That's why I have to find her and make amends. Fortunately, I haven't been able to learn anything about where she might have gone. But I won't give up. In hopes of picking up Baruru's trail, we'll retrace my journey with her and aid those in need along the way. Glad you like the plan. Now, you'll want to bundle up Extra Worm because our first stop will be in Corthus. Camp Dragonhead, to be precise, shall we? So this definitely has like the feel of the two characters from Final Fantasy VI. Archon Realm is directly a reference to Final Fantasy VI, but Baruru has that childish look that they tend to give Lalafell characters who were childs in older versions of the game, such as Kryl, who is a kid in FF5. And the namesake for Kryl, Mayor of Baldissian, is based off of Kryl, Mayor Baldissian from Final Fantasy V. In 5, or in 6, a character is named Realm. And she's referenced as the Archon Realm, the creator of Pictomancy. But they also have Baruru and Jean, who Jean might be an heir to, what's his name? FF6 characters. There's like a billion characters, and I didn't use the grandfather character much because he was a blue mage, and I've never been a big blue mage fan. Not Umaru, not Locke, not Cid, not... Yeah, it's not Saban. The Go-Go? No, Go-Go's a mime. Maybe Strago? Yes, Strago. Strago was a blue mage, and he traveled around with his granddaughter Realm. And they were both surrogate grandfathers. He actually wasn't her actual grandfather, but he more or less adopted her. So it's neat to see they decided to try to incorporate that story into this story, only they just killed off the Stragos character. Gods, it's cold, cuckoo. Just like when I visited with Jean and Baruru. Baruru had never seen the snow before, and she was the picture of glee. She rolled up a snowball and threw it at me with all her might. Then she threw another and another, and soon I found myself in dire straits. Oh, am I in dire straits? Oh, I am in dire straits. Yes, just so. I found myself buried in dire... Wait. Wait a moment. What are you doing here, Mr. Here? Oh no, what a curious coincidence that we should cross paths here. Alright, and now you're suspiciously conveniently here. I have come to camp as an emissary for Cordonia. Alas, my Ishgardian counterpart with whom I was to meet was wounded during a training exercise prior to my arrival. I tended to him as best I could, but I'm afraid the outlook is grim. Oh dear, are his injuries that grave? Well, the injury itself wasn't life-threatening. The resulting wound has soured. Poison courses through his body, against which my magics are ineffective. Just use Izuna! Fuck, boy! Have you not learned the basics? Now he burns from a terrible fever. Just this moment I recall a treatment that would purge the impurity, but it requires the horn of a rare heart beast, and I have no skill in hunting. That sounds like a job for our promising Pictomancer. Lucia here can find this heart beast, and take it down with a few swift brushstrokes. I'm on ads again. Once we finish this cutscene, I will wait a minute and a half. You would aid me again? Your kindness knows no bounds. It would be prudent to question the garrison about the heart beast. The creatures are rare, but the knights have sighted one during their patrols. Perfect. We'll have that horn ready in no time. But yeah, we're going to be going down the path of the Reaper with Lucia, which it fits her motif of somebody who's a bit too power hungry as a hero, and really kind of fits the prospect. Considering that the person that she plateaued against and tapped out into her full power was somebody who nearly defeated her, and he may have, well, had more power to grow for, it makes a bit of sense why Lucia would plateau there. Alright, now that ads are done, we can get back to the story. Ah, Lucia, you're ever welcome here. Is there aught you require? I'm looking for a heart beast. I see. Yours is an elusive quarry indeed. As it happens, though, a comrade of mine chanced upon a heart beast by the steel vigil only yesterday. With luck, it'll still be near. Alright, cool. This will be like Red Mage, one of the few outfits that Red Mage and Black Mage. Casters typically are one of the few classes I don't use Carby ears on. Summoner being the obvious, necessary to use one. Let's paint up my motifs real quick. I don't want to end up in a fight. But you spy a horn silhouette by the entrance of a weaving sight. A heart piece, perhaps? Yeah, just apparently I picked the right destination to go to. He's got big horns. I feel like I was a little stronger than expected. It didn't level me down, so I'm hitting as somebody with level 100 gear and 100 power. Yeah, for those who don't know, like with Viper, I got him to 90, and that was where I stopped, and I just stopped and did the story. Viper's fun. It's just, it was kind of very straightforward and felt a lot like Reaper. It feels like something's missing, which I didn't play it when the class came out, but according to Bagels, the dot really added some more variety to the class that made it a bit less Reaper-like, which doesn't make sense to me because Reaper has a dot, but, was a thing. And, yeah. You are returned. Please tell me you've obtained a heart beast horn. have been playing Black Mage too. That's actually been really fun. Yes, this is the horn. I cannot thank you enough. I shall use it to prepare an infusion for the ailing knight at once. No sooner did you arrive here than you helped a soul in need. Well done, Lucia. Unexpected to aid the same person twice, but the road is full of surprises, and a Pictomancer prospers from every experience. As you said, why the strong emphasis on helping others? As you said yourself, the journey is paramount importance to the Pictomancer. I'll go with that one. It sure is, Kupu. A journey to new places is a feast for the imagination, and a well-fed imagination produces more vivid pictures. If you want to grow as a Pictomancer, you can't simply stay in one place. You must go forth and see what's out there. By the way, you've been to Ishgard before, yes? Looking back on your first visit, what emotions and sensations have you remained with you most strongly? All of these kind of fit. I would say when Lucia first came to Ishgard, it would have been the warmth found amongst the bitter cold, which would have grown into frustration and sorrow at those caught in an unending war, followed by her grief of losing a close friend. But I'm going to say the first one probably would be the first thing that would come to Lucia's mind, would be remembering the kindness followed by remembering the grief. Yours was an arduous journey indeed, Kupu. I can scarcely imagine just how difficult your trials have been. But it's because you've shown kindness amidst hardship, I think that you are driven to show the same kindness to others. Thank you for sharing with me, Lucia. To hear what's important to you, it inspires me to be hopeful, Kupo. Now, as I did back in Gridania, I'll make inquiries here about my friend Baruru. Till it's time for us to move on, I bid you keep up your training. Of course. We're going to probably have a little bit of an easier time getting through these stories because we won't be super close to the level of the things that we're fighting. So I might end up doing those raids with Pictomancer to try to get a good feel on how the class works at the end and kind of just generically talk about the story. Because we're already at the 83 storyline. Their 85 story. And there's an 85, 83, 85, 88, and 90. Man, Cat Dragon being weird. Oh, the mad glit in your eye. The abysmal posture of one who has produced too many works in far too little time. I can tell you've been training hard, Kupo. Oof. Your aura, too, has burgeoned since last we spoke, lending you the mysterious mind of an artist undergoing a wild and wonderful evolution. You think I'm making this up, do you? That I'm stringing together vaguely relevant affirming words? Oh, ye of little faith. Thank the matron. Exactly, Kufu. We should thank the matron for... Wait. All the best of Nafika and her bounties, but why are we thanking her? I thank the matron we may speak with you before you depart, of course. I have someone here who wishes to express his gratitude. Our Ishgardian friend has made a full recovery, and it is thanks to the horns you brought. Your selfless actions have saved my life. I know not how I can ever repay you. No need for that, Kufu. To see you hale and whole is repayment enough. I am given to understand that you're searching for someone, a traveling painter? Indeed I am. Her name is Baruru, and she's my very best friend. Moved by your endeavor, I took the liberty of making inquiries amongst my comrade. Alas, none recall having seen such an individual. As patrolling the border is one of our chief duties, we would have noted if your friend passed through. My apologies, we could not be of aid. I see. Still, to have confirmation that Baruru wasn't here is helpful. Thank you, Kupo. It was the least I could do for my saviors. Now, we must attend our next meeting, but I wish you well on the journey ahead. This is going to be a series of this guy showing up at places, me like helping out someone, that someone talking about how they may or may not have seen Baruru, and then moving on from there. Where could Baruru be? Oh, bad Kupu noises. We may not have found any clues here, but with some luck, we'll find her at our next destination, Kugane. Ooh. Getting there, however, will prove a challenge, unless you visited the Far East before, Lucia. Yeah, it was great. We must avoid the Red District, though. I do not wish to see my mother, and I especially do not wish for her to see me like this. We will never hear the end of it. Wonderful, that makes our lives much easier, Kupo. Now listen closely. I have here a lovingly crafted and blessedly breathable hempen sack. I want you to stuff me inside and teleport me to Kugane with you. You needn't gomp, it's a well-considered request. While I may not be replete with teleportation anima like you, I can tag along as one of your belongings, so stuff me in the sack. I can take it, Kupo. You're shoving the Moogle in a sack. You are now carrying a Kupopo-sized sack. It would be prudent to handle your burden with utmost care until such time as you reach Kugane. It would be neat if it shows your character holding something. I didn't expect they would, but it would be neat if you did. What the f is going on? I don't know what's going on in Camp Dragon right now. I can't think about that too much. Just put him in the bag where he belongs. Ah, what a peaceful nap that was, Kupo. And I see we've arrived safely in Kugane. This city is as impossibly picturesque as ever. But when I first arrived here with Baruru and Jean, I thought we were in a waking dream, Kupo. We were all fascinated by Far Eastern art, especially the bright, bold presentation of ukiyo-e prints. It was a treat to view so many pieces up close. What of you, Lucia? What do you recall most vividly about your first visit here? There should be a fourth one here, which is how full of anxiety I was to avoid my family. Lucia would not be excited to travel to distant lands because, again, she's from Kugane, so this isn't distant to her. Going to Eorzea is distant. This is her returning home, which she was not excited about because her family is here and she does not get along with her mother at all. She probably would be more angry about conniving Namazu, but she also grew up here, so she would kind of know about them a bit more. So I guess the desperate tide to return... I guess this actually probably works out the best, thinking about it, for Lucia, because her desperation to try to turn the tide of a rebellion would have her come home, would override her urge to avoid going home over her being angry about Namazu. Again, she would be kind of like well aware of how Namazu work. And again, she wouldn't be excited to be going to Kugane because she's from Kugane. So following a painful defeat, you came here in search of a new path forward. The journey must have been fraught with hardship, but you persevered. And the flames of adversity forged you with the most helpful of heroes. Great, then. I'd like to begin searching for Baru, and I think the tea houses would be a great place to start. The friars ought to be able to strike down this helpless fool. Precisely, Kupo. The friars ought to be able to strike down this hapless... Wait, who's getting struck down? Hold on a moment. It's a soul in need of aid. What troubles you, good sir? Oh, turbulent tides take me. I'm an art dealer from Ula, you see, and I came to Cognac to sell a masterpiece I acquired in Eorzea. But nary a day before we arrived, we were engulfed by a terrible storm. We rocked and roiled, barely able to keep the ship from capsizing, and in the chaos, the crate containing my precious piece was cast into the roiling waves. That's terrible, Kupo. Is there any chance that it can be found? Assuming it wasn't dragged into the fathomless depths, the sailors tell me the crate was likely drifted into the Ruby Sea. Confederate robbers. Nobody is willing to go and search for me. I believe it's your time to shine again, Lucia. You can help this poor fellow, yes? Yeah, I'm friends with the Confederacy. Well acquainted with the pirates, you say? If you could speak with them about my crate, I would be grateful beyond words. They owe me 1 or 2 or 12. I actually don't remember. I believe they owe me 1 because of the red Kojin, but it might have come out. Confederate pirates on Sakazuki keep a close watch of the nearby waters. If anyone sees an acquainted question, it would be them. Yeet. Alright. Not quite where I needed to go, but there's no crystal over there. I'm missing a blue? Huh. This was not the mount I thought it was, but that's fine. Aren't you the, never mind. Oh, if it isn't our friend Lucia, what brings you these parts? Business with Rasho and Tansui, perhaps? I'm looking for a crate. Crate containing a piece of art. As a matter of fact, we fished something up like that out of the waters not long ago. As you all know, the Ruby Sea is our territory. Anything that tides deliver to us is ours by right. We cannot just hand it over. But we owe so much to Lucia. I haven't forgotten. That being the case, why don't we make it interesting and have a friendly contest for the crate? Challenge accepted. Lucia does not back down from fight. That's the spirit. Make it simple. Hunting ogre crabs. Both sides get the same amount of bait. The person who catch more crabs is the winner. Alright. Once you've used up your bait, bring back the shells to me as proof. I'll be waiting. Perfect. Let's be contest begin. I was gonna rush that one. You need only lay your bait on the shore and dispatch any ogre crabs that take it. When you've no bait left, come back and show me the shells you've collected from your kills. This would be cool to do like a Vulcan thing. Like Vulcan from Warhammer 40k, where I get bigger and better crabs. Aside from being far from the water, there is nary hiding place for crabs at these outcroppings. Does not seem promising to scatter bait. I guess that's the one spot for that area. I was thinking because the circle was so big there would be more, but I guess... Unless it's hiding... Ah, here we go. You spy tiny tracks in the sand. Perhaps a good spot to use bait. Yep. I declare hammer. 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 Peering into the water, you spot a bounty of shellfish, a favorite of the crabs. This might be a prime location for baiting your quarry. Rock shallows are teeming with life. Be an ideal spot to cast bait. So yeah, this is basically just you need to pay attention to what you're doing. Pay attention to what's being said here. Hammer. Hold on. Oh, you brought the shells, so take them off your hands then. And the winner is Lucia, and it's not even close. Congratulations. Ahaha, good show, Lucia. I expected nothing less from you. Man of my word, so the crate's yours. Though it was just a friendly game, it was a privilege to go up against you. I'll be sure to tell everyone about it. Yes, thank you for humoring us. I hope that crate is what the merchant is after. Some newbies are running around. Ow, 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 ow. Ow, 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 ow. Alright, I'm gonna just let my hair out. Alright, let's see what we got. Your turn, were you able to find my crate? Crate? I found a crate. I'm not sure if it's your crate. Oh, traders be praised. This is the very crate I lost and it's still intact. You're truly a godsend, adventurers. Words fail to express my gratitude. It's indeed impressive. It's impressive indeed that you could track down the crate. Excellent work, Lucia. Remind me, what was in this crate again? A painting? If I've been adrift so long, I hope it hasn't been ruined. Judging by its condition, I want to believe that all is well, but let's see. He's gonna pull out a painting that's gonna be from Berubu. Thank the traders, 'tis unharmed, and there I thought I had packaged it excessively. Fuck my palm! That's one of Jean's pieces. Oh ho, you have a keen eye. This is the work of a traveling artist, Jean, painted in the winter of his year. I purchased it a few moons ago from a young lady who was his apprentice. Ruru, Kupu, I've been searching all over for her. Do you know where she is? Oh, she was a friend of yours, I take it. Please, tell me everything you know. Where you met, where she might be, everything now. I don't know how to say this, but from what I heard, your friend has passed on. She has come to Ildal to sell a small trove of Jean's paintings. His works are extremely rare, so it caused quite a stir amongst art dealers. Expensive though the pieces were, it didn't take long for her to sell them at all, and once she had, she disappeared. Her belongings were apparently strewn about her inn-room, yet there was nary a sign of foul play. None have seen her since, and 'tis rumored she found a quiet place to end her life. No, I knew Jean's death left a void in her heart, but Baru wouldn't have. She couldn't have. This is a rumor, nothing more. We don't know anything for certain. Please stay calm. But, no buts. Forgive me. It was not my intention to cause you distress with these grim tidings. It was because of them, in fact, that this piece failed to sell in Eorzea. Thus did I bring it all the way here to the Far East, hoping to find a buyer here instead. Now, it isn't much, but please accept this as a token of my gratitude. With that, I must take leave of you and go meet with a prospective client. Sad, Kupo. Sad, Mog is sad. I'm sorry, Lucia. You did well. You did. But if you don't mind, I'd like to be alone for a while, Kupo. Everything's gonna be okay, friend. Oh, it's you, Kupo. What is it? I wanted to see how you were faring. That's very kind of you, Kupo. Truth be told, I'm still struggling to come to terms. If Baru has truly left my world, it means that I... It wasn't too late, thank goodness. If only, Kupo, if only... Art friend's back. Oh, it's you, Mr. Art Dealer. What brings you back to us? I've concluded my business here and shall be returning to Uda, but before I take ship, I wish to speak with you again. 'Tis plain your friend's fate weighs heavily on your mind. If you do wish to know the truth for certainty, I should be glad to introduce someone who deals in information. You think this person would know what became of Baru? Oh yes, this man makes it his business to know everyone else's in Ul'dah. At the very least, he should be able to tell you if your friend lives. He also happens to owe me a favor. I shall personally ask him to assist you. Once you arrive in Ul'dah, head to the Emerald Avenue and look for him. A bespectacled man with a self-satisfied great motherfucker. That will be him. Now then, it's time I boarded my vessel. Farewell, friends, and best of luck in your search for the truth. I want to know, Lucia, desperately, but at the same time I'm so scared, Koopa. If Baru really is gone, we'll face the truth together. Shining the light of hope for me, are you? You've grown so much as a Pictomancer. Thank you. With you at my side, I feel I can press on and face whatever comes, Koopa. Right, let's head to Ul'dah. We'll do the same way as the journey here. You teleporting with me in a sec. Get in the bag! What level quest am I on? $88. Okay, so we do have... Oof. I should have teleported back to Gridania and then teleported here. that was a lovely little nap, and just like that, we've arrived. The towering seascape, the dry desert air mingling with the scent of gil, there's no mistaking Ul'dah. And we should find with the fellow who deals in information, Kupo. He'll be over there. Yeah, no. No, over there. Yep. Wrong way. Oh no, that would be him. I believe I have the bespectacled man with a grin that does bespeak unwavering confidence. Well, if it ain't the pair the art dealer called about. Hey, Wyman. Pre-roll ads are going on. You could tell who we are just like that. You really do know things, Kupo. Aye, well, that's true enough. But to be fair, I'd have to be blind as a bat to miss a Moogle traveling with the savior of the Bleeding Realm and then some. You understand you're looking for a friend? That's right, her name is Baruru, and she was last seen in Ul'dah. If you know anything about what became of her, you must tell me, Kupo. Don't get your palm in a twist. I'll oblige your burning curiosity. It's about half a year past that Baru came in Ul'dah. She brought with her 8 of Jean's paintings, which she put up for sale. She sold the lot within a matter of weeks, and with the small fortune she made, she went and bought herself accommodations at Osiri. No, that can't be right. Afraid it is, my furry friend. Now, it bears stressing that being interred in the city is not an inexpensive proposition. Partly surprising given the limited space what's left. But she made the donation to the Osiri up front and in full, an amount most folks never see in their lifetime. What did she do after that? That remains a mystery. Her room at the inn was found neat and tidy. You wouldn't have known she'd been there if not for some personal belongings left behind. Among those of greatest interest was a set of traveling gear, coin purse containing the payment for the room, and a letter what said she wasn't coming back. Finding it all a bit odd, the innkeeper called the brass blades to investigate, but the evidence led them to conclude that she was voluntarily missing and likely dead by her own hand. And Baru really is gone. That's what they think, but who's to say, eh? There's only one way to be certain, I reckon. According to the priests who oversee burials, Baru's coffin is stored at Healing's burial chamber over by the ossuary. You'll have to open it and see what's there, or is it, with your own eyes. I will go there at once, Kupo. Wait, nope. And off he flies. You should go after him. Depending on what's waiting there, he'll need support. Oof. Alright, well we got about another 30-ish seconds. We'll go a whole minute. I can make my way downtown. Making my way downtown, moving fast, taking fast in the home band. Da-na-na-na-na-na. And I need you, da-na-na-na-na-na. And I miss you, da-na-na-na-na-na. Don't fuck with me. I've got the power of God and Fireball on my side. I'm sorry, but that's out of the question. Hydrate. Yes, I'll drink some water while we're waiting for the ad to finish up. 3 big gulps. Thank you, sweetie. I'll also sit up straight while I'm there. I think I was supposed to do a thing today. I doesn't recall. Alright. Quest time. I beg you, Koopa, it would only be a little pig. That does not make it any less an active confinement. We cannot allow you to disturb the dead. Lucia, this priest says we can't check Baru's coffin. Please explain the situation to him. So that's the way of it. While I am not unsympathetic to your plight, a coffin may only be opened in exceptional circumstances and with the permission of the family, which you are not. I'm sorry, but I must ask you to leave in peace. I have my hands full with other pressing matters. Oh, what matters might those be, if I might ask? In order to address the shortage of burial space in the city, works have been underway to expand Aralag's burial chambers downwards. Last, the excavators inadvertently unleashed a horde of zombies from an unmapped ruin, and it's fallen to me to deal with them. Oh, that sounds like an opportunity for Lucia to put her Pictomancy to work. Pictomancy? You mean the art created by the fabled Archon Realm, who roamed the land lending aid to those in need? No, that other Kupo. The matter of the tomb can wait. Let's tend to these zombies first. Why, I should be most grateful. The zombies have taken to prowling the Silde excavation site in central Thanalan. Please see that those tormented souls have finally known rest. Sure. Someone grab my hammer. What's the floating friend? The floating friend is it's a Mog, a Moogle. They show up throughout all the Final Fantasy games. They're often used as either save points or summons that support you. Some of them are used for different story beats, and some of them even join your parties in certain games. And then they all died. The end. I didn't even get through everything. I want to show off Maduine. I have 5 seconds, I can show off Maduine. Is poking his little head up over here. Alright. That was adorable. Would just teleport over there, but this is more fun sometimes. Sometimes I like to see the city, walk around and look at all this art work that the devs put in to make the city look as beautiful as it does. The zombies won't be matched for your brushstrokes. Zombies have been dealt with? Wonderful. You have my heartfelt thanks, good Pictomancer. While you were away, I spoke with Upopo about his relationship with Mistress Baru. I understand now that they were as family to one another. In light of this, and also in recognition of your service, I will allow you to examine her coffer. Please follow me. That's actually kind of sweet. I knew it was basically going to work like that, but I wasn't sure. I'm guessing that Jean is actually going to be the one in there. Are you ready, friend? This is the one. If you're ready, I shall open it. Very well. Please, please don't let it be her. What? What is this, Kupo? Painting? Yes, we can all see that, and I recognize it as well. This is Jean's final work, the Ephemeral Palace. Why was the painting in a casket? And if Baru isn't here, then where could she possibly be? Right, no one in the Order knows where she has gone. Several moons ago, Mistress Baru came to us unannounced. That's the level 100 Pictomancer outfit, by the way. Ah, I have the gloves, the shirt, and the pants on. It's the boots that I have that are different. Pardon me, is anyone there? She's got the sad Lala eyes, in my opinion. Greetings, my child. Are you come to pay your respects? No, I was told I could purchase a tomb here. Ah, ahem. Tombs are bestowed upon pious souls who make a donation, yes? Oh, I see. In that case, I wish to make a donation. My master's paintings fetch a high price, so I believe I have sufficient funds. Would it be possible to have the tomb prepared immediately? In that manner did she secure burial rights, and so we set up making the necessary arrangements. When all was in readiness, she requested a moment alone in the chamber, so I waited outside the entrance. When she did not emerge after a time, I went back to check on her, only to find that she was gone. There was only this painting and a handwritten note instructing us to inter it. You're saying Baru vanished in the thin air? As far as I can tell, as you can see, there's only one entrance to this chamber. I organized a large-scale search, thinking she may have wandered into the lower levels, or even those under evacuation, yet we still found nothing. At length, the search was called off, and without answers, what else could I do but fulfill her final wish? I placed the painting within the coffin, where it has remained ever since. Curiouser and curiouser, Kupo. Is this everything I know? I'm sorry I could not tell you more. Now, if you would excuse me, I must return to my duties. Yes, of course. Come on then, let's head back outside. I would have almost been able to do this story before raid. It's not quite taking up as much time as the Viper is. But it's a lot of go here, do one thing, and come back, whereas the Viper had a lot of investigations and story to it. I am enjoying the Pictomancer story, though. Interring Jean's paintings and vanishing without trace. I'm not sure what to make of Baru's actions, Kupo. What about you, Lucia? Do you have any thoughts? Jean's painting must be the key to solving this puzzle. I hope so, because if the painting can't help us find answers, then I have no idea where we go. I suppose it's back to the search. I'm going to take some time to ponder those things and see if I can't think of any other leads to pursue. Meanwhile, please continue to train. Think colorful thoughts, keep your brush arm supple, and come and find me when you feel your artist aura has grown further. Cool. Lucia, I can tell you've been applying yourself to your training. Oh yes, the enigmatic aura of an accomplished artist is unmistakable. In mind of Jean as he was in his prime, Kupo. Now then, imagine a great canvas that has yet to receive a single drop of paint. That, unfortunately, is the state of my search for Baru. I can't find any new clues as to her whereabouts, and I'm at a loss of what to do next. Perhaps we should consider... I do like it. I'm at a loss too, Kupo. Perhaps we should consider what Baru's objective might be. Let's say, why did you two have a falling out in the first place? We'll start with that one. Sigh. I was reluctant to disclose events of that fateful day, but perhaps I should. Let's speak of the root of our troubles, the argument that led to Baru and I going our separate ways. On that day, the two of us returned to Limsa after a journey, the first without Jean's company. Old age and long years on the road had taken their toll, and we made the difficult decision to leave him in the care of a sanctorium. With a smile on his face as he lay in the bed, he had wished us well on our oncoming adventure and reminded Baru that she mustn't... Could it be? Yes, it must. Baru has become part of the painting. I don't blame you for being confused. I promise to make everything clear soon. Lucia, you've been the best student I could have hoped for. You've trained diligently and aided those in need, and kept your promise to me. I can't rightly ask more of you, but for this I'm about to. I'm afraid I must... I beg you, lend me your strength one last time. Okay. Calm it down. I'll play some Marvel Ride. I'll see you in Chelsea later. Enjoy! Come and meet me at J8 Flood. I'll be waiting. Okay, stretch time. Oh, ow! There was a lot of popping. Back done. Take a step back a bit, and then we go down a bit. There we go. Very good. And then back up. And then down the other side. Very good. Ugh. I was not expecting to pop that much when I stood up. Oof. I'm in a weird state of simultaneously being full and hungry. Maybe I'll have a bit more rice after I'm done this. Trying to keep my calorie count low, but rice has like very negative impacts in terms of... Somebody else is pictoing it up. There you are, Lucia. I know. We probably shouldn't leave that painting out here in the rain. I know you must have many questions. Allow me to explain everything, Kupo. It took a few pretty pleases, but I convinced the Osieri priest to let us borrow the painting. Baru inherited it and the other works from Jean after he passed away. On the day of the argument, Baru and I had returned from our first journey together, and as I said, but when we arrived at the sanctorium to see how Jean had fared in our absence, all that awaited us were a few of his paintings and personal belongings. A fell fiend had found its way into the facility a few days prior. Seeking to protect his fellow patients, Jean confronted and vanquished the beast, but the exertion proved too much. Baru and I were devastated. If only we returned sooner, taken a quicker route, or not wasted as much time, Jean might still be alive. Such thoughts tormented us, Kupo. Baru took it the hardest, for she had lost her only family. She clung to me and wept like a child with her doll, and I, in a moment of poor judgment, said something foolish. I told her she needn't depend on me so that she could stand on her own 2 feet as a Pictomancer, and that she should. She shoved me away in anger. One unkind word led to another. We shouted at each other till our throats were hoarse. When there was nothing left to say, she stormed off alone, cradling Jean's paintings in her arms. Rest, you know, sometime after, she journeyed to Ul'dah, sold the paintings for funds to purchase her tomb, and then vanished. For so long, I've been unable to understand what she was thinking and where she might have gone, but the answer was right under our noses, Kupo. You see, Baru possessed such a vivid imagination that she could bring any of her thoughts to life, as this rare gift allowed her to not only create, but reshape. Jean made her promise that she would never use her powers to alter a living being. But in her grief, she did just that. She made herself one with this painting. It's hard to believe, I know, but the painting itself tells the tale. Once it exudes warmth and whimsy, now it's enshrouded in a stifling pall of sorrow. And this brings me to my request. Using my own magics, I want to enter the painting and save Baru. But I don't know if I can do it alone. Can I rely upon your aid, Lucia? Yeah, of course. I got this. I'm in your debt. Be warned. The painting will be a world where one's imagination is made manifest. That's to say, anything can happen, so see to it that you're fully prepared. This seems cool. Ready to dive into the painting? I need a moment. Okay, all my paintings are set. Looks like we made it, Kupo. The grand cosmos, but how? Oh, is the scenery familiar to you? You've been to such a place in another world? The mere thought of it boggles the mind, Kupo. As I recall, Jean saw this opulent palace in a dream and was inspired to recreate it on canvas. Perhaps this arcane affinity allowed him to visit other worlds beyond our own in his sleep, or perhaps someone from that world sent him the vision, Kupo. Regardless, we are undoubtedly within the painting. Barubu must be here somewhere. Let's go, Lucia. So many paintings, Kupo. I have a bad feeling about this. Well, the last time I was here, a giant painting started trying to kill me, so probably should feel that way. Is this their idea of a welcome? Have at them, Lucia. Those monsters, they were muses given life by Pictomancy. Oh, that's great. But and I was a griffin like that in Garabania, be careful. River. It's me, Kupo. Kupopo, I've come for you. You've come for me? No one would do that. No one. Master Jean is gone because of me, because I was too late. You mustn't say that, Baruru. You're not to blame. Even Kupopo has abandoned me, my only friend. This isn't true. I'll always be your friend, no matter what. Please, Baruru, please come back to me. I want to dodge the paint, buddy. He belongs to me, and you have no place here. Master Jean. No, you're just a shade born of the imagination. Then you should call me a shade, Kupopo. Such insolence cannot be borne. Oh no, the poor Mongol. Alright. We'll free Baruru from your clutches. Pictomancer. One in possession of my soul crystal note. An imitation. You're no match for the master you aspire to be. My imagination is my own, and it's more than a match for you. Man, this suddenly went from being kind of sad and depressing to fucking hardcore. Bold words, but you will soon be made to know the true power of Pictomancy. That's A, that's a Stormblood boss, but B, it also reminds me of a boss from Final Fantasy VI as well. Here within my masterwork, imagination dictates reality. I shall paint the finishing touches and shades of your terror. My buffs, get my buffs. Oh, that's a cool motif. Hammer time! Oh. That paint. You did it, Lucia. Your imagination triumphed over his. Baruru, wake up, Baruru. I like the start of time for Lalafell. Come on, you stubborn fool of a Lalafell, snap out of it. Kufupu, what are you doing here? We came to bring you back, Kufu. We've been looking all over for you. Yeah, we would, like, all over the place. Gridania, Ishgard, Kugane. Came all the way back. Never thought that anyone would come after me in the painting. Lucia, was it? Thank you for accompanying Kupupu on his journey. The Pictomancer's duty to help others. Indeed, Master Jean taught me the very same, and I strove to live up to our duty. But I couldn't save him. I couldn't save the man who raised me. It's not your fault, Bururu. Even the brightest, most imaginative minds can't predict the future, Kupo. Why are you even here, trying to be nice after everything you said? My best friend, and you abandoned me when I needed you, told me to make my own way. You know why I said what I said, Kupo. I'm not real. No matter how much I wish it, I can't remain by your side forever. Holy shit! Like Jean, we defeated, I'm a product of Pictomancer, your imaginary friend, and nothing more. It isn't uncommon for children to have imaginary friends. They create us in their minds to help cope with their struggles. But children grow up, and when they do, we disappear, Kupo. You don't have to disappear, though. I painted you into being, my very first creation. And just like I painted Master Jean, so I could fix my mistake, and so I wouldn't be alone. Fuck! This is depressing. Pictomancers can do wonderful things. By bringing our imaginations to life, we bring hope to those in need, Kupo. This Lucia learned through her journey. And so did you, Bururu. But no matter how harsh reality may be, a Pictomancer isn't meant to paint over it, Kupo. Rather than escape reality, we're meant to give people the courage to face it. But how can I when those who matter most to me are gone? If you carry on for them, they'll always be with you. Or if giving hope to others, you'll find your own. I feel like this is actually probably Lucia's more of Lucia's motto. How she got through all of her harder times is that she knew if she did something for other people, in turn, she would eventually re-find her own hope. Giving hope to others as a Pictomancer. Perhaps I can find the strength to stand on my own, by holding them in my heart. You will, Kupo. You absolutely will, and you'll be just fine. Safe in that knowledge, I can take my leave now, Kupo. Farewell, Lucia. It was a joy to journey with you. Farewell, Bururu. You're my dearest friend, and you always will be. I feel like there should be a follow-up to this. Lucia. I'm sorry for all the trouble I've caused. Thank you for helping Kupupu to find and save me. It's no big deal. When he faded away, a warm, comforting aether flowed into my body. The magic I used to create him, I think. In that instant, the moments and memories he shared with you became mine. The shade of the shroud, the chills of Corthus, the brilliance of Kugane, the two of you traveled far. I felt Kupopo's desperation as he searched for me, his yearning for Or, days on the road with Master Jean, his happiness at having found a friend in you. What of you, Lucia? How did you find the journey? I enjoyed the training to become a Pictomancer. And that would kind of be Lucia's thing. I think she would try to draw away from Kupopo and kind of focus more on her own internal journey. I'm glad to hear that. I felt the very same when I was learning the art under Master Jean. I saw my first Moogle here, you know, the way it danced through the air, so full of life and joy. What child wouldn't want a friend like that? I could create him again, recall the feeling and the image, and paint him anew. But I won't, because as the two of you taught me, parting isn't the end. It's the start of a new journey. Thank you, Lucia, for everything you've done for both Kupopo and me. From here, I will set out on another journey as a Pictomancer. Wherever I go, I vow to paint a path of hope as Master Jean once did. Just as you will continue to do, I'm sure. It was really good. I really liked it. I think it ranks pretty highly in the storyline. I'm not sure if I would claim it's better than the Viper or not. I kind of liked both of them about equally. I think the Pictomancer was a surprisingly sad bit of storyline. But it had an ultimately happy ending, and it definitely tried to push the marvel of like what the Pictomancer should feel like in the story of, or in the arc of this storyline and the game. It really did feel a lot like kind of how you would expect it to feel being a Pictomancer and traveling around and doing things and just trying to bring hope to people, getting caught up in the fun and the journey along the way. That definitely is what it, like the drive it feels like it's trying to go for, but I feel that's only tells part of the tale, not the full story. There's definitely more to the sadness, the depression, the despair, the loss of hope. Honestly, this storyline would have felt really good in Endwalker, if I'm being honest. If we got this story in Endwalker and the Sage story in Dawn Trail, they probably actually would have worked better. Not that I feel like we needed made Picto in Endwalker. I just feel like the themes of this story would fit the general theme that Endwalker had going on. The process of passing, death, grief, hope in the at the passing of others. You know, that's kind of what kind of a few of my takeaways from. Ooh, sorry. Oh, yeah, it came out of nowhere. That's kind of my takeaways from Endwalker as a whole, and it really felt like the Picto story would have felt really good in there. And maybe not Sage. What was the other class that came out? Well, Reaper definitely was it had the same Viper vibes where it's like it really needed to be in Walker. So maybe Sage could have done better. So yeah, I guess Sage swapped with Picto probably would have been better, like story-wise. Like doing the Picto story while you're doing Endwalker's story is probably for the best IMO. But yeah. We are way ahead on time. I was not expecting to just be done with this by the time my normal raid time starts. So we're going to take a bit of a break. I'm probably going to do... I'm not sure what I'm going to do, if I'm going to be honest, but we're going to go ahead and take a little bit of a break. I'm going to run to the bio roll. I honestly have no idea what I want to do. Part of me wants to go do more Baldur's Gate 3, but I also do remember that I promised to do the normal raids. So you know what? What we'll do is we'll go to could turn this into um hmm. Alright. I don't really have any people watching. Hmm. Alright. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pop the end screen up, we're going to end the screen on the YouTube side, and then we'll come back to Twitch. And we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do for Twitch, but I do want to end the YouTube side of things real quick, because what we're gonna be doing for the rest of the day is gonna kinda be all over the place, so and I kinda just want that to be the focus of the thing. So we're gonna final thoughts on the Pictomancer storyline. Very good, highly ranked. I have kind of a sea of thoughts about the storyline with the different classes. Dark Knight is still my favorite. I just really enjoy it. I really enjoy Warrior as well. Both of those are probably my favorite. Red Mage is very enjoyable. Black Mage is very enjoyable. Machinist is hilarious. I would probably say, if I were to take the main thrust, so you just do the main storyline up to, say, 10-ish levels, the main expansion storyline. So the Warrior storyline is good, but it becomes better the longer it goes on. The 50 to 60 is pretty okay. It's not the worst, but it's not quite as good as the original 30 to 50. 60 to 70 is amazing. 70 to 80 is also very good. So you have those bit of storylines. No wait, there isn't a 70 to 80. 80 that's Endwalker, and Endwalker did things. So yeah, 60 to 70. 50 to 60 was kind of okay. 60 to 70 was really good. But if I'm just including what came out with ARR, the Warrior storyline is good, but not the best. Dark Knight storyline, in my opinion, especially the first 30 to 50, though it goes up to 60. The 30 to 60 storyline I feel like is really good, especially the 30 to 50 storyline. And I know that some of the story beats can be like seen through, but going through like blah blah blah. I'm rambling. Overall, I think with the storylines as they came out, Dark Knight is still my favorite. I'll probably put Dark Knight, White Mage, Dark Knight Scholar, actually. Dark Knight Scholar, probably Reaper. Probably Dark Knight Scholar, Reaper Ninja, Viper Picto. And Viper Picto are kind of on that, like, Viper is ahead of it, but they are technically considered equal. Viper's storyline... If Picto's storyline came out during Endwalker, I would probably rate it higher than it did, but it came out during Dawntrail. And it doesn't feel like the story kind of fits with the themes of Dawntrail, which is new journey, new adventure. It definitely still holds over vibes of Endwalker to them. Again, these are not bad vibes. I still really highly enjoyed the storyline today. I just think Viper kind of edges out the win here. Again, this list will be very different if I tier it up like the entirety. Maybe that's what I should do. I have it as an idea I might do where I go through all the storylines and New Game Plus and see. But we'll see. For those who are watching, you can join my Discord. Link
here in my chat. And from there, there'll be a poll coming up in the next day or two, talking about like what I plan to do for the year. One of the plans that I had that wasn't included was going through a New Game Plus storyline of Lucia through Final Fantasy XIV. On Saturdays where Chelsea is not working super late, we'll probably do a 2-hour stint of the storyline, ARR start to finish as an RP New Game Plus playthrough with her on Dark Knight up to a certain point. Try to figure out, like, get the good feel for Lucia's storyline. But another one of the ideas I had was to play through every storyline as a whole and then rank them. And I think that might be a thing I still do. So we will probably work on that later. Maybe I'll also do rankings of the DPS, the different role quests, but that's a future Lucia idea after doing the storylines. But those are two ideas that I have going forward. And then we'll, if I do that, we'll do like a tier ranking where I'll create a tier list thing and we'll do up a tier list of it based on my opinions of it. But yeah, I think that idea is fun. It would be fun to do pre-raid Friday, Saturdays, going through that storyline and stuff. But yeah, let's go to the end card real quick. Just for the YouTube people, for those who are on Twitch, you guys hang around for a bit. So yeah, for those who are watching on YouTube, I want to thank you for coming. Hope you enjoyed. We'll catch you tomorrow with some Mac Warrior 5 clans. And if GeForce can get out the way, I'll go ahead and let you guys go. Have a wonderful night. Take care, and we'll see you next time.